Welcome to Victorville. Here we are. Look at me waving to my mother and almost causing an accident. What a great way to start a video, right? We got
Oh
Will
man.
here. What's up, Will?
Hey guys, how's it going? This is
Good.
Ben's race. I'm merely a spectator at this point.
Let's go into the course layout. This is the last lap. We're just showing you the last lap. It was 4 laps long, hour-long
hmm
race, nice and technical. I really like this part of the course. How did you find this, Will?
this ground was like super rough. Like I think my seat actually like went down at the end of this race. Like it was kind of painful, I'm not gonna lie. Surprised nobody got flats on this.
This really
But yeah,
reminds
so
me of home. This is
it
like
does.
there's
Very
part of
Bakersfield-esque.
you were thinking Bakersfield. I was thinking Mexico City.
Oh, well, I mean, there's roads like this in Bakersfield too.
That's
But
true. That's true. There are. Oh
but
man,
yeah, so each lap is like 6 miles,
uh,
and
six
I
hard
mean,
miles.
really quickly, let's just give like a brief summary of this race. So there's 4 laps in total. Somebody went off the front, lap three, right?
Yeah, on lap three, this guy Matt Ardito, who I guess is like really strong, goes off the front, and I was talking with Go Fast Rider, and he wanted to chase, and I said no, let him go off the front, let him suffer. I was a fool. We should have chased. So yeah, first place is already decided. The person that you see about 200 to 300 meters ahead is another guy in our group. He's technically second place. The guy in red ahead of me is third, and I am fourth at this point.
Mhm.
Now, Will, where are
And
you?
okay, yeah, it should be noted this right. The field was what 25 people, I think.
Yeah. Hmm.
Approximately like half the field got dropped on the first lap on the climb portion, including me. So, so that was fun. So I pretty much just soloed this race by myself. But Ben, Ben's got the legs, so he's up here with, I guess, the lead pack. We can call it the lead pack, right?
Yeah, I was giving it the old college try.
hmm
I figured I was like, I can get a podium out of this at least. I'm not going to win.
hmm
Um,
And let's talk about wind really quick. So the wind
yeah,
was insane today. Really, like the only true tailwind was that straight section that we just came out of, right, Ben?
yeah, and that's what the speeds were so high.
hmm
And I'm sorry I don't have other metrics. As you can see by the video, I left my Garmin at home. So Strava is actually pretty accurate on speed and grade. So I've got that in the course for you, but nothing else.
Yeah, the grade kind of fluctuates quite a bit, I noticed, but
Yeah.
it's it's relatively accurate. I
Mhm.
mean, there was definitely some climbing in this race, but
Mhm.
really the winds were what I think separated what well like destroyed the field more than anything, I think, right?
Yeah, I think the climbs did play a factor into it, but
hmm
this is a completely different type of drafting than what you'll usually see. And just so you know where I am right now, we've got a headwind kind of coming from the right to the left. So I was trying out the whole, is it echelon? Is that how you pronounce it? Oh,
Yeah, like the stagger,
yeah,
right?
the staggered, the Dubai style of racing.
Mm.
And so that's why I'm at this guy's left rear corner. I'm also thinking about taking him out and really securing the podium, but wasn't that desperate yet.
Yeah, it should be noted, right? You're with what, maybe 6 other riders right here, and you have that seventh guy up the front, right?
Yeah, I'd say we're about a group of like we're under 10 people. I don't remember the
hmm
exact number, but this is a small amount of guys. And as
hmm
Will said, half the pack is gone. And you'll see we have to make basically a U-turn. There's a hairpin, and we
hmm
go up this climb, and you'll see some of the rest of the pack that got split up. It was just
Yeah,
brutal.
and you can kind of see how strong the winds are because like you have this descent here, and I
Yeah.
mean you're going pretty slow for like a descent in a race,
Oh,
like
totally.
this,
Yeah, it's
and people are
and
like pedaling through it too.
whoever put 508's numbers on deserves a raise. Like my I had to hold myself on my bike. I almost got picked up. I felt like a boat
Yeah,
with sails. It was ridiculous.
the noises from our bib numbers when the wind would hit were kind of
Nuts. Yeah.
yeah, were kind of insane. Like it was like super crazy loud. Um,
Oh, there's actually, if you want to see another perspective and you want to see how ridiculous I look, I think a Faster Me, that's the YouTube channel. He posted this race. He's the only other guy who posted it. I think most people didn't post anything out of shame. It, it was a really
including
tough
me,
race.
including me. I
Oh,
I
that's
wore my
true.
GoPro and I think I was talking to Ben. I was like, I should record the first lap just in case anything crazy happens. And then Ben was like, Nah, dude, we'll record the latter part of the race. And of course, I got dropped on the first lap, so you
Yeah.
know I didn't record anything. So all this footage is from Ben. But thankfully, Ben rode a better race than I did. So
It would have been cool just to see the pack get split, but I
yeah,
think,
it would have been. I agree. I mean, I got,
yeah.
but the faster me guy. I mean, we had a pretty similar race. I think I got one spot ahead of him, so it was a pretty
Yeah.
similar race.
So if you want to see that other perspective,
Mhm.
he has a good video on his channel.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but here we go. As you see up ahead, we're about to hit a hairpin. And so that descent you saw us go down, we're about to have to come back up. And mind you, this is the fourth lap. So we were not going up as fast as we did the others.
The first lap was.
Oh.
I don't know if that was the fastest, but you guys are booking it.
I think the second lap was our fastest climb, because I'm looking at it right now, and yeah, it was just brutal no matter how you cut it, and I'm happy I'm not having to do it again.
This definitely was one of those races where I think sometimes we've said in our videos, right, Ben, that fitness doesn't play as big of a factor as you think. This one, you could not be that like dude who just shows up to a crit and just is able to draft his way, you know, to stay with the pack.
Will.
Like, yeah, it's pretty much me. Like this race exposed people, and I think that there was similar results in Cat 4. You know, a lot of the field got dropped. And in Cat 4 was an even longer race. We only raced for like 24 miles. I think Cat 4 was like 40 or something, but it was insane. And so what's going on here, Ben?
Well, I guess the long and short of it is that we've already decided where we're going to place. we're making backdoor deals as to who gets what. No, it's just we aren't going to put in any work. There's no one to catch. We caught the guy off the front in the descent. And so basically the group is going to stay together. We're climbing up this, and I mean, no attacks are going to come right now. It's going to be a sprint finish. So really just hanging out and going through this climb. You can see me getting out of the saddle. This is more to do with my back than it is anything else. Yeah, I was not in good shape that day.
Yeah, this was a super painful ride for me too, and that was just me going solo pretty much.
Yeah, that makes it worse, doesn't it?
I guess, but I mean, dude, I was having struggles getting really any drafting because just it was hard to draft when it was just crosswind pretty much. So I mean,
you don't have full protection wherever you are. I felt that quarter, like I'm completely unprotected here because now it's moving left to right since we've switched positions. The guy to my right is probably in the best position out of anyone. That might be, I mean, you can kind of see how split up the group is.
There was a lot of different categories racing at this time. I think I probably passed Ben going the opposing direction at some point in this climb, but this was the climb where people got probably about this part, the 4%. Most people got dropped on the first lap.
Ask me what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, Ben's like, I'm gonna solo this.
I'm such a freaking idiot. I don't know what I was doing.
I mean, looking back onto this, and I mean, like, I'm not one to criticize because I wasn't even able to put myself in this situation.
Criticize away, please.
But I mean, there's no reason to be going off the front here, Ben, is there?
Yeah, this was just stupidity. I don't know what I was.
And I mean, there was a lot of this. I know it was a small pack, so I mean, you're going to be pushed to the front more than you would like, but
I'm going to try and go into.
You need to be way lazier here.
I'm going to try and go into my own psychology here, Will, and I'm going to say that I wanted to make the rest of the pack suffer a little bit. I still felt pretty strong apart
Okay.
from my back. And so I know there are some sprinters hanging on in this group. And when there's a climb, you can still hide a little bit, but you can't hide that much. So I think I was still trying to break the group a little bit, but it was a stupid move and I shouldn't have done it.
Because
I
it should
regret
be
it.
noted. I
Was
mean,
that you, Will?
I think that may have been me. That's how big the gap was.
It was pretty bad.
I mean, I ended up finishing like 17th. You know, so I mean that's how big the gap was. I mean, that's like probably like 2 miles,
It was
right?
it was pretty nuts. It
So
was pretty nuts.
anyways, so yeah, so you kind of we're out of the climb at this point, and but we're gonna hit the headwind super hard around this corner. But
I don't
what's
know
going
if,
through your mind here?
well, first off, if anyone heard a whistle, that's the sound that the tamale man makes. So that's the sounds of Mexico. I can't do anything about that. I just wanted to say something like, Will, you finished. I mean, you were six people. Well, actually, no, because one guy did not start. 5 people gave up. 5 people just stopped and said, I've had enough. I'm out. This was a brutal climb. You finished. I thought he wasn't going to finish.
I'm not gonna lie. This was sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but
no, go.
This is the closest I've contemplated dropping out of a race.
I dropped out of a race in Mexico. There was a highway race that was like 60 miles long. And at mile 40, the lead group dropped us and the Peloton didn't want to work. So I just said, I'm going home. I'm done with this. And I dropped out. I've dropped out of a race. This would totally be worth it.
I just, what held me back from dropping out was I was like, oh, well, I paid $45 to races. I should probably finish. So,
yeah. What a bunch of BS.
Okay. Let's focus on this. We're getting close here. So
yeah, we're getting close. We technically have one more corner to go before the sprint, but as you can see, we're not moving that fast.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a long way. So the strategies are starting to come up. And
yeah, a lot of swerving. Because we're going into a direct headwind. And you're going to see, I mean, it's a minus 1%, and we're doing 20 miles an hour. So yeah, it's pretty bad. This is like so hard to translate over video, but like this effort to hold, 1920 here.
Gosh, it was horrible.
I mean, you're pretty much climbing. Like, I think that's how you were treating it.
It was worse than climbing. I'll take a climb over this wind any day. I'm trying to stretch out my back here. And also, I'm trying to slow down enough to where the guy on my right gets ahead of me, because I don't want to be first into the sprint. It's a long sprint.
And would you do this again, Ben, if you had to? I mean,
hell no.
Why are you next to him?
I don't know. This was so stupid. What I should have done was I should have slowed down and taken P5. I think like fifth wheel would have been perfect. But you'll see I don't do this. I'm looking behind. That's why you can see my nose. I'm sorry about the angle. It's not flattering. But I'm kind of looking behind to see if people are going to come up. So I really should have just gotten off the pedals and picked a better wheel. But I'm second into the sprints. I mean, we're fighting for second place, but
it would just be so hard to launch an attack when you have a headwind that strong.
Yeah, this was stupid. I was kind of seeing cross-eyed. I should have been more strategic.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't blame you for seeing cross-eyed. It's kind of comical. Like usually last lap, like everybody's just booking it, and you're like 30 miles per hour, and it's like people are barely getting to 20, and this is like literally going into the final sprint right here. That's just like how insane this race was. But I mean, this is flat. Like it felt flat. I know the grade is showing some grades, but it felt flat.
Wait, hold up. I'm gonna yell at this guy to take the inside.
Okay.
I'm gonna yell at him to take the inside. We're coming into the last corner, and it's like a 400 or 500 meter sprint. It's a long ways to go. So watch what this guy does. Yeah, I think I yelled out. I play without. Yeah. But he leaves a lot of gap. I wanted him to take the inside because it's a right to left crosswind. So I didn't want anyone to be sheltered. So he sprints really early.
Super early. And Ben's
super early, and I'm just
Ben's like, here I go.
Well,
Second
I didn't
place
know what
right
else
here.
to do. I didn't know what else to
Second place.
do.
Long ass sprint.
Yeah, look at how far you can't even see the finish line.
Look at
So
this.
what do you think's gonna happen?
No.
Oh
No.
yeah, big surprise. Look at the guy on the right. Look at this.
Yeah, he just zoomed through there, bro.
Like a 5-mile-an-hour differential.
That is fourth place for Ben.
Yeah, that was, and my mom. Yeah.
Kind of disheartening. I'm not gonna lie. For how much you worked in that.
Well, I was stupid. Like, really, this was my first race back in the United States,
Mm-hmm.
and Will and my first race back together, and it's a different type of racing than in Mexico. In Mexico, there's like a lot of fitness that plays into most of it, and there's not as much strategy in a lot of the races because a lot of it's like hill climb. But the guy to the right who ended up getting P2, his name's Daryl, and I mean this as a compliment. Daryl didn't do anything in that race. He did nothing. I don't think he felt any wind the whole time. He was.
That's how you should have done it.
Yeah, that's how I should have done it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was at the back of the pack the whole time. I remember in the third lap, I went to the back and I recognized him. I was like, oh, he's not going to make it. He looked like he was huffing and puffing, and he got P2. And that's the thing about crits. The real players you don't really see until the end, right?
Yeah. The impression I got from this, that, I mean, we've already kind of said this, but I think you were just off the front way too much.
Oh, so stupid. But I was just dumb. It was my ego. Like, really, that's what it came down to. It's like, I've got the fitness. I'll break the pack. Yeah, it worked out really well for me.
It would have been dope for you to get podium on this one. But
and the thing is, I could have gotten podium. I really could have gotten podium. Like, if I just made half the mistakes that I did.
But you live and learn. I don't even know if we're gonna race this one again next year, if it even happens. Like,
I'm gonna race it next year. I'm gonna win it.
Yeah, I gotta get my fitness up,
right.
bro. I got exposed so bad on this one, man.
Yeah, that's good training motivation right there. For those of you watching this who didn't do this race, hopefully this validates your decision.
Yeah, this is the toughest race for me. I mean, like, out of everything I've done so far on this channel, this was the toughest race. So
yeah.
But, okay, man.
When it comes to like conditioning races, probably Victorville and then the Sea Otter Classic, which we missed. It wasn't a bike reg. I didn't see it. I would have really liked to do that. But
yeah, this did kind of have. I mean, I don't know if the Sea Otter one would have been. It seems like it would have been harder.
Yeah, it would have been harder. Sea Otter would have been harder because the climb goes up to like 12% in parts.
Yeah, but I guess in a way this was our Sea Otter Classic, right?
Yeah, this was definitely Will and my Vietnam. Well,
okay, so
on that.
So fourth place for Ben, just missed podium, 17th for me. Yeah, what an experience. So there you go. That was Victorville.
That was Victorville. Okay, well that's gonna be the last I guess sanctioned race video. I'm gonna post like some hill climbs, and there's some kind of street races that we do out here, so I'll post some of those. I don't know what Will's got cooked up, but stay tuned.
Absolutely nothing. So this is Ben's channel at this point. But yeah, thank you for watching.
All right, later guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.